How's everybody doing? You guys having a good event? Haven't these guys done an incredible job putting this together? Yeah, give them a round of applause. Give them a round of applause. I was in San Francisco speaking at the National Association of Realtors event. I flew in overnight, got here this morning. This event was the right one to go to. You guys did good. You guys did a really good job. I'm not putting anything down on NAR, but I'm happy to be here with you guys. And I'm even happier to help you guys understand how to start printing money in your business. Who wants to print money in their business? Can I get a hell yeah? It's the last session of the day. Can I get a hell yeah? As a matter of fact, I want y'all to get wild in here, because the wilder you get, the more gifts that I have to give. You guys like gifts? I got $2,000 or $3,000 burning a hole in my pocket. How many of you out here want that? Yeah? I want you to do me a favor. I want everybody to stand up just one more time. So we're going to start a slow clap here in a second. We're going to get real cheesy real fast. And I'm going to say the words hyper. And what are you guys going to say? And then I'm going to say the words hyper. And you're going to say? Remember, the louder you get, the more money I have to give you. Is that cool? I'm going to say the words hyper. And you're going to say? Great, so you got that part down. And we're going to be clapping this whole time, so we can't get off rhythm. But when we're done, I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, and as loud as you possibly can, I want you to scream, ready, set, grow. Are you guys good with that? So let's practice one time. 1, 2, 3, ready, set, grow. Are you guys ready? Are you sure you're ready? The louder you get, the more money you get. Is that cool? Isn't that funny how that works in real estate? The louder you get into the marketplace, the more money you make. Isn't that funny? Okay, here we go. Don't get this up. Don't get this messed up. Hyper! 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 1, 2, 3! Ready, set, grow! Yeah, give you guys a round of applause. Good job. Thank you guys, that was awesome. Look, it's the end of the day. I just had to wake you up. I'll give you your money in a second. Sorry. Give me my money. Got a member of the good fellas in the back. F you, pay me. Like I said, my name is Grant Wise, and I'm the co-founder of Witly. Witly is a training and technology company, and I travel the country helping real estate agents understand how to build client generation systems in their business. And today, I'm going to help you understand exactly what that means. And just watching this presentation, taking some notes, you'll be able to take the information that I provide you today and go build one in your own business. Okay? Today, I'm going to show you how to sell a home for every $72 you spend in Facebook ads. Who in here has $72? How many of you would gladly give somebody that money if it meant you got a commission check? Everybody, right? I'm going to show you, by implementing a client generation system in your business, how to create predictable production. Wouldn't it be incredible if you knew how many homes you were going to sell in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 120 days? Would that be awesome? In real estate, there's this special kind of anxiety. You guys know what I'm talking about? It's the anxiety that exists when you don't know. It usually comes in a feeling between the heart and the gut, usually right in here. It does not feel good, does it? Not knowing where your next check comes from is no way to grow a business. So today, I want you to walk away with some true power. So I have a question for you. What is your cost per closing? Does anybody in here know the answer to that question? I know the light's bright, but I don't see literally one hand raised. Does anybody in here know what their cost per closing is? Are your hands just too tired and you can't raise them? Okay, I have another question. Who in here believes that they are a business owner? Raise your hand. Raise them high. The majority of you. Yet we don't know one of the simplest, most important numbers in our business that will help us grow. The oldest, most truest rule in business is he or she who spends the most to acquire a customer wins. That's why Amazon is killing it. They're outspending their competition by 3 times the money. Understanding your cost per closing is the blueprint to creating predictable production, which is the equivalent of setting up an ATM machine in your garage. How many of you would like that? You just print money whenever you want? That's what I want you to understand here today. So a lot of you will say, well, Grant, it depends on the source. And I'll ask you, what's your cost per closing per source? And your hands won't go up. And you'll say, well, I spend my time to get customers. And then you'll turn around and tell me that time is the most important thing you have. Okay? We must understand this metric. If you take nothing else from my presentation, understand that your cost per closing is the secret to creating clarity, creating power, creating rocket fuel for your business. I don't care if you want to sell 1 home a month, 10 homes a month, 100 homes a month. Understanding this key metric with every source that you have, even if you spend your time for getting business, will help you know how to grow. Okay? So, quickly, let's run the numbers. What do you value yourself at per hour? People say, Grant, I spend my time to get customers, so I don't pay any money. That's not true, because your time has a value assessed to it. So what is your value per hour? I want you to take your income for the last 6 months, and you can estimate this, 100,000, 50,000, 25,000, whatever it is. There's no judgment here. Your income for the last 6 months, I want you to divide that by the number of hours you work to get it. If you work 40 hours a week, which is highly unlikely, you work 960, I think, hours a week, 980 hours a week. And that's going to give you your value per hour, your VPH. How many of you are worth at least $10 an hour? Raise your hand. Not like in your mind, like you just found out on paper. Yes, I am. I'm good. How many of you are worth at least 100 an hour? Let me hear you. 150 an hour, 200 an hour, 300 an hour? How many of you, knowing this, spend your time doing $12 an hour activities? You tell by the laughs, that's not a funny joke. Knowing our value per hour helps us understand how much money we pay to get customers when we spend our time to do it. So I want to run another little math equation for you here. How much does it cost you to get a customer? What is your cost per closing? We're going to run this the financial way, which I believe is a smart way, and we're going to do it the hard way. So financially, how much money have you invested in the last 6 months to get new customers? Have you bought leads from Facebook, Zillow, Realtor.com, wherever else you may buy leads that you hope turns into transactions? How much did you invest? And I want you to divide that by the number of homes you sold. This gives you your cost per closing, your cost per customer. And again, I'm talking about commission checks. I'm not talking about leads. Your cost per lead is one of the most irrelevant stats you have in your business. It does not matter. They do not cash leads at the bank, unless anybody has a trick for that. Then there's the hard way, which is investing your time. I want you to take your time invested for the last 6 months, divide that by the number of closings you generated. That is your time spent per customer. And then I want you to take that number, multiply it by your value per hour. And you will uncover just how much you spend to get a customer when you spend your time to do it. Most of the people that I work with spend 8 times more money to get customers when they use their time to do it. Take the number you just wrote down and divide it by 8. Which number would you rather have? Today I'm going to teach you how to implement a client generation system in your business. To build a client generation system, we need 3 things. We need leads. So I'm going to show you some Facebook strategies you can use to generate leads. We need a brand. So I'm going to help you understand the dynamic video remarketing process. And we need a sales process so that we convert at least 3 to 5% of the leads that we generate. Okay? Anybody shout out the number 1 rule in marketing? Anybody help me understand what that is? Are you guys just tired? Do we need to get the margaritas in here? Yes? I did that once at an event. About 100 people, margaritas. The most important part to marketing is knowing who you're marketing to. A lot of us are fighting over the scraps that the top producers are leaving behind. And what I'm telling you is that you don't want to put yourself in that position. You want to create your own marketplace in any given community that you own 85+% of. You don't want to let people fight over your scraps. So what I'd like you to do is quickly, on that piece of paper you've got, write down the name of the person that you want to do business with every single day. And if you can't think about anybody in the future, think about somebody in the past. What was the greatest transaction experience you ever had in your entire life? If I could do business with those people every single day, my business would be incredible. Then I want you to write out their gender, their occupation, their income status. These last three are quite possibly the most important. Where do they like to hang out? Where do they like to shop? And where do they like to eat? And I'm going to tie that back in here in just a minute. What is their family situation? What's their family status? Are they married? Are they single? Are they divorced? How many kids do they have? What sports are they associated with? What schools are they trying to be near? What locations are they trying to stay away from? What are their real estate desires? What are their wants, their needs? What programs they qualify? Did anybody in here talk to a $2 million luxury buyer the same way you talk to a guy looking to get a VA loan at $200K? You talk to those people the same way? You might treat them the same way. But we don't typically talk to them about the same things, because somebody looking to buy a $2 million house isn't going to qualify for the same types of programs that exist for the latter. Understanding these things makes it so simple to create content. Everybody's shouting at you right now that you need to create content. How many of you know what you're supposed to say? Very few. What are their hobbies? What are their beliefs? What are their likes, their dislikes? What are their political views? What are their religious views? This is a fun state to talk about politics in. I'm not going to do it up here, but I did have a lot of fun on the way here this morning with the Uber driver. There's a really cool tool on Facebook. It's called Facebook Audience Insights. A lot of you didn't do the exercise that I just put you through because you said, I don't want to limit who I work with in the marketplace. And remember this quote for the rest of your life. The person that works with everyone works with no one. The person that works with everyone works with no one. Knowing your customer is the only way to become a top producer. Creating your own part of the marketplace that you own and dominate is the only way. This tool in Facebook will show you just how many thousands of people exist in your market that are like that person you just wrote out on that piece of paper. So use it. How do you know what a marketing funnel is? Yeah, sweet. This is a marketing funnel. Just a simple illustration. First thing that we try to do is we try to get awareness to people. We try to let people know who we are, what we do, and how we can help them. The next thing that happens when somebody becomes aware of what we do, so we do that by maybe providing homes lists or listings or guides or quizzes or calculators, all types of things that you can provide somebody to get that awareness to who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. Once done, they go into the interest phase or discovery phase, trying to decide if they like you or not. What is the first thing you do when you buy a product? Google, research, reviews. How many of you do that? Raise your hands every time you discover a new product. How many of you also get pissed when somebody doesn't want to do business with you the first 5 minutes they meet you? We live in a world where an agent will generate a lead, call them, text them. If they don't answer, they'll go on to the next conversation. We're not creating experiences for people. And this is exactly what a marketing funnel is. It's an experience that we create that helps the agent or the customer rather understand who we are, how we can help them, helps them build a relationship, and allows you to convert them into a customer. Once they've gone through their research phase, they then move into the decision phase. Am I going to do business with this person or not? They'll make a decision, and then they'll take an action. Okay? So when we build a client generation system, our goal is to accomplish those different parts of the marketing funnel, to generate leads, create awareness, to build our brand as they're going through discovery, and to get them to make a decision, one way or another. And we do that in levels. So level 1, I want you to think cold lead generation. Statistically speaking, the buyer or seller chooses the first agent they talk to 72% of the time. Do you know that? Getting a lead early in the process is not a bad thing. It is a great thing. And Facebook will provide you a ton of leads that are ready to convert now, and they'll provide you even more that are not. It's what you do in the process that will really determine your success using any one of these given platforms. So when we put out a campaign, we'll make sure that we generate a lead using a Facebook lead form. I'm going to show you an example of that ad in a second. They go into a CRM. Everybody in here have a CRM that they're using where leads can go into and automatically be nurtured and followed up with. Great. And that they're receiving follow-up from yourself, your team, whoever you might be outsourcing to. So we'll put out a campaign that looks like this. This is a homes list. All we're really doing is committing to provide them a list of properties in a marketplace priced under a certain price point. So you might ask, what price point do I put? This is very easy. You go to the MLS, you do some research, and you see what was the median price point of homes sold in the last 90 days. Why am I looking at the median? Shout it out to me. It's the average. It's where all the action's happening. So understand, if you price it higher, expect higher cost in leads. Also, if you price lower, expect higher cost in leads. Why? Because we're dealing with a smaller pool of people that are searching at that price point. Does that make sense? You can literally copy this campaign, put it in place, use 5 images on your ad, 2 curb shots, so 2 curb shot images, 1 pool if you can find it. If not, use a 3rd curb shot image, and then 2 interior photos. Use the kitchen, the living room, or the master bath, the highest trafficked areas in the home. Those 5 images and that specific ad copy work in every single market we've ever tested this in. It works in the United States, it works in Canada, it works in Mexico, it works in Germany, it works in Bali, it works in India. I've sold houses all over the world using this one strategy. 52% of people that are interested in buying a home also have a home to sell. So this campaign will help you generate both buyers and sellers. So the first thing we do is we generate leads. The second thing that we do is we follow those people all over the internet with video content. How many of you have ever bought a product from Amazon? What happens if you go to buy the product and then you don't? It follows you every freaking where you go on the internet, right? How many of you would like to be able to do that? Yes. So we create video content. There's 4 categories of content. Content about me. Who am I? Why do I do what I do? How can I help you? Personality profile stuff. Educational content, talking about the process of buying a home or selling a home. Social proof or testimonials, other people talking about how great you are at what you do. And then the 4th category is content around community. We've been programmed since we were little kids to celebritize what we see behind a TV screen. It's why you have celebrity-like relationships. There's a psychological term for it. It's called a parasocial relationship. It's where one person builds a relationship with a character, and the character has no idea the other person exists. Think of a celebrity that you like in your own mind. Do you know them? Not typically. Could be scumbags, but you'd blindly defend them, even only seeing 3 to 5% of their entire life. So understanding this, the simple act of creating video content that is not any good and putting it on social media will help you become a celebrity. Does that make sense? The simple act of creating video and putting it on the internet, pulling your phone out, recording a video, and putting it on the internet will help somebody build a celebrity-like relationship with you. Our TV screens used to be these big devices in our living rooms. Our networks are ABC, NBC, CBS. Today, our TV screens are our phones. Our networks are Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn. Does that make sense? So when we generate a lead, or you get a lead from anywhere else, from Sync, from Boomtown, from Zillow, from Realtor.com, anywhere you get leads, it doesn't have to be from Facebook. Those people, if your conversion's struggling right now, those people will radically change. This video remarketing process will radically change your conversion numbers because you're giving people a place to build a relationship with you, and it's happening on autopilot. Does that make sense? When you generate a lead, the first thing they should see when they go back to Facebook or Instagram is your face, talking about who you are, talking about why you do what you do. Not what you do what you do. Not what you do. Nobody cares that you've been in the business 30 years, you give great customer service. That is a crappy value proposition. We need a subconscious reason to connect with people. So talking about why we do what we do will really set you up for success in building a relationship. So another great piece of content is educational content. They go right back to the internet, generate leads. They go right back and they see this video. It's you building yourself up as an authority on this topic. This is actually a loan officer. He's given a piece of educational content. You could interview a loan officer. It would be a great piece of content that they could put out. It's something they're seeing instantly. If your conversions are struggling right now, this is the fix. If you just generate leads, you're learning right now, you got to work tirelessly to convert them. Am I right or am I wrong? But if you just have a brand, you don't have any new leads coming in, your business is inconsistent, you never know when your next paycheck's coming, and you have a lot of anxiety. Okay? So, third phase. Level 1, generate leads. Level 2, build your brand with video remarketing. Follow people all over the internet. Level 3, generate appointments. I've generated over 16,500 appointments for my company using this exact same process. Put out a campaign to generate a lead. Follow them all over the internet with video content. And when they're ready, they see an appointment campaign from me. They automatically show up on my calendar. I had 3 appointments today I couldn't take because I was here. I have 8 tomorrow I can't take because I'm here. I have 5 on Thursday I can't take because I'm here. Now, obviously, I have a great team that can jump in and field those when I can't. But those are great problems to have, right? How many of you would like an endless amount of appointments on your calendar every day and you just can't take them because you got so many? A lot of us. So we will run a campaign that looks exactly like this. Trying to sell your home, some great dot points. We'll use another image that's very similar because we know that they're still attracted to those homes. Another great video is just pulling out your phone and saying, hey, thanks so much for watching my video content. I just wanted to let you know that if you're in the market to buy or sell, I'd love to help you. Click the Book Now button, schedule some time with me, and I'll put you through a consultation. We'll see what we can do next. And you'll start generating appointments all through Facebook, all through Instagram. Using the client generation process can do incredible things for your business. And I want you to hear a story of a gentleman in Florida who used this process and what it meant for him. They're turning it up. 1 second. Just kidding. It's a great story. It really is. You're just going to have to take my word for it. This is Simon Thomas. He's from Florida. And he came to Florida from the UK. He wanted to go into real estate. And he went broke. And he didn't know what to do. And he was getting ready to have to file bankruptcy and move back to the United Kingdom. And
My name's Simon Thomas. I'm from Jupiter in Florida. I've lived in Jupiter for 5 years and from the UK prior to that. Prior to moving here, I had 20 years real estate experience. I had my own brokerage in the UK.
Good.
I sold that before moving out here. I took my real estate license and jumped in thinking that it was going to be easy to create a business. And I massively underestimated the effort and the skills that would take. Like most parts of the USA, Palm Beach is saturated with real estate agents. And I ended up working a bar job with 3 children and a wife, working a bar job, trying to create a real estate business, which was incredibly tough. So I started to look for some way to equalize the playing field with some of the guys that have been here a while, having no contacts or family here. And that's when I found Grant Wise, and I looked into the training program he was providing that time with social media adverts, and I, to get out of the bar job, and we had very little money at the time. Most of the money had gone. and it was kind of, you know, make or break for me. I think there was a time where we thought we might have to go back to the UK, so I hopped in. I paid Grant for the training, and that's where things started to change. That was late 2016, and with the benefit of being able to generate my own leads on social media, I was able to connect with people and get out, start seeing houses to list and taking buyers out, learning communities, and it just blew up. I mean, 2017 was a good year for me. I think I hit about 3.5 million in sales. In 2018, I moved that up to just under 6 million, and we're at May 2019, and I've just closed 5 million so far this year. So I suppose my message is I think I owe Grant a debt of gratitude, although he's, you know, you're paying for the training. It really connected for me, and it took me from the brink of bankruptcy and the prospect of having to move back to the UK, or staying here and carving out a life and having a home that we like now, driving cars that we like now, having a pool deck put in the rear yard, and having some time and flexibility to travel and spend time with the family. So for me, it was the best thing I ever did, and thank you very much, Grant.
How would you like to double your business every single year for the next 3 years? How would you like to double your business every single year for the next 3 years? Wouldn't that be incredible? All he did was generate leads, follow people all over the internet with video content, and convert those customers with a sales process. Guys, this is really, really simple, and it looks like that got contorted a little bit when I changed it over, but the only reason to do what I'm talking to you about today is to create predictable production. I want to know how many homes I'm going to sell in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 120 days. I want to know that I can create with great predictability the life that I've always wanted to live. If I'm going to go buy a $250,000 house or refinance, knowing that I need to sell, that's 37 homes, 3 homes a month. If my cost per closing was $500 and my average commission check based on the national average was $6,750, spend $1,500 a month to sell 3 homes a month. How many of you would do that? Spend $1,500 a month to sell 3 homes a month if you knew it was going to happen? How many of you, if you want to buy a new car, Range Rover, so you get great tax benefits, knew all you had to do was spend an extra $500 a month, you were going to sell a home a month, and you would be able to buy that new car? How many of you got a college bill that you've got to cover this year? $25,000. I have no idea how much college costs. I just threw that number up there. So if that's not anywhere remotely accurate, I'm sorry. I was just thinking like 1 year is probably that much money. I didn't go to college. I went to real life, and it cost me a lot more than that. So anyway, you got to sell 0.33 homes a month. Every 3 months, you got to sell a house. Spend $125 a month, and you knew with great predictability exactly what was going to happen. That's the only reason to implement a system like this. It's the only reason to use Facebook ads, to use Zillow, to door knock, to cold call. It's the only reason to do anything is to create predictability in your business. And I asked this question when I started, what is your cost per closing? And not one single hand in this room went up. Meaning not one single person in this room understands how they're going to accomplish their goals in 2020. You know what you would like to do, but you don't know that it's going to happen. And that's what I wanted to change for you here today. And I know I had to cover it really fast. But Facebook is a powerful tool. Not because we can market to all 2.2 billion users in the world, but because we can strategically target our business towards the people that we know will want to use our services in our markets. I've helped sell billions of dollars in real estate in the last few years. All of it done simply by implementing the client generation system that I just showed you. Now, how many of you feel a little bit like this? Maybe not from me, but from the whole day. This is one of my favorite gifts of all time. I feel like this, and I was only able to sit in for like 2 hours today. My name's Grant Wise. I appreciate you all so much. We'll see you guys.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the HyperFast Show. Subscribe to us if you want to make sure you get the latest and greatest HyperFast shows. And remember, we love reviews. Reviews help us bring better and better guests and improve our shows. So give us the good, the bad, and the ugly. We hope you enjoyed the show, and we will see you next time.
Thank you so much for watching our video. I hope you liked it. Give it a quick like below and comment and share. We'd love your feedback. For more videos like this, click here. And to subscribe, click here.